Hi, Richard.
Hi.
How's it going today?
Not too bad, thanks. Yourself?
Good. So Computex is coming.
Yes, that's right.
And it's going to be on May 24th this year. And how many Computex shows will this be for you?
I reckon I tried to do a calculation last night, probably around 30.
30, wow.
So right from pretty much the time when Taiwan was starting to become a power on the motherboard and ODM manufacturing side for PC. So we're looking at 386 and 486.
Wow.
That kind of period. So
those days, yeah.
Makes me sound very old.
Well, the computers have been around for a while, so
Yes.
it's amazing that VIA's been in the market for this amount of time, and it's been shifting towards the AI and
Yes.
development boxes
Yes.
and safety systems as well, right?
Yes, that's correct. Yeah. No, I think it's very interesting how the whole market has developed. I mean, initially when I started, the first Computex was primarily desktop. And then, transitioned more towards notebook.
Right.
And then, obviously, smartphones for about 10 years really took the limelight. And then you had the emergence of gamer PCs.
Right. Yeah. Now gaming is
as a huge
focuses.
market driver, which I think it was very important and a lot of fun. If you look at companies like MSI, for example, and Asus, building their own brands there.
Right.
In the gaming space. And then now you're suddenly seeing, I think, a new transition to AI-based systems, as you mentioned.
What are your expectations for this show?
Actually, I was kind of surprised they decided to go ahead with the show, given that I don't think many foreign buyers will be coming because there's still the quarantine requirements. So I expect it's going to be fairly small scale. On the other hand, I do think there'll probably be a lot of interesting technology there. And,
right.
It's a good way of getting a snapshot of what is happening in the market.
That's true. And, in Taiwan, we still have the mask requirement until I think it's like July of this year.
Yes.
But, it's affected our market a bit differently because other countries have already said, they're living with the current global situation. But
Yes.
Taiwan's adapting in its own way.
Yes. Yeah, I think overall the government here has done a very good job. And, but I think now with Omicron, then things have changed, is that, and the government's having to make some changes.
That's true. So how about for VIA? What are the plans for VIA at Computex?
Well, primarily at Computex, we're going to be showing a couple of our boards based on the MediaTek Genio SoC. So actually, they will be at the MediaTek booth.
Okay.
So this is the SOM-9X35 and also the SOM-9X50.
Okay, so this is a new revision, a new
Yes.
iteration of this board?
Exactly. And MediaTek's changed the branding and the name of the chip. Before it was i500 and i350, and now they're moving to Genio. So currently, I think we're one of the very few players in the market who've got solutions featuring both versions of the chip, and then also we're developing the next generation as well.
That's good. So this is actually this iteration of a new product is actually beneficial because it brings maybe a new powerful processor or some other improvements.
Yeah, I think if you look at a lot of people call it AIoT, right? AI plus IoT, that kind of market. There's really primarily three segments. There's a very sort of low power segment, so-called lightweight processing. So, for example, our SOM-9X35 is focused on that particular segment.
Right.
So you're looking at a little bit of vision, maybe some voice processing going in there.
With low heat production and the ability to run a very long time instead of a very short time with high power, right?
Exactly. And essentially you're talking about, of course, camera-based applications. Then there's a more mainstream, which would be the SOM-9X50. Then the next generation, Genio 1200 that MediaTek has started to talk about, is that'll be much higher performance solutions, premium segment will emerge.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool. So the higher end specs, I know that we recently talked about the SOM-9X35 and what it can do. So the higher end models are able to do more processing at the edge.
Exactly. And basically processing, for example, much higher definition video, maybe 2 or 3 cameras, plus you're probably also running some other sensors in the system as well.
Wow, cool.
So I think more and more with AI is that right now a lot of it, the entry level is sort of a single camera implementation.
Right.
I think more and more it's becoming 2, and then in future probably 3 or 4 will be included in one system.
Well, that seems beneficial because if you spend the money already to implement one system in one location, then obviously connecting a few cameras to the same location, you can cover more angles or scan people coming in or going out to make sure they're supposed to be working in your business.
Yes, yeah. And I think a challenge additionally as well is also software to make all this happening.
Yes.
And I think we're making a lot of investments on that side in terms of making sure the platform is fully optimized to take advantage of the performance of the chip, that it can support different types of cameras, it can support different other types of peripherals as well. And so that make it easy to run your AI application on top of the system.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, because if you have a box and you have software that goes along with it, it's a much more attractive option.
Yes. Yes. And what we're trying to do is to enable developers, customers, bring their final system to market much faster than rather than having to for example, start right from board level, find their own components and build it. We can provide, for example, a starter kit that will make that process much faster.
Which is the benefit of going with VIA.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Great.